on Drury Lane.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Oh, what a beautiful morning! And oh, what a beautiful day! Oh, it was another weekend morning on Drury Lane, and it was time to make the muffins! Usually, fast asleep am I. But today, I'm so excited for the start of summer. Why, summer frequently contains some of the hottest and driest days of the year. But it's filled with so much fun. Even in nature, wildflowers in particular present such a beautiful variety of blooms in meadows and woodlands and even hedgerows. I wonder what else presents a wild variety and array of color and literally blooms in the summer. Why, sometimes, because of the heat and dryness of the summer, many people and plants and things find shade and slow down their activities. But isn't it so terrific that summer presents a time to grow and to bloom and to have so much fun? Let's visit the Crossroads Center for Children to see how they make sure that their children continue to learn and to grow and to bloom during the summer. Maybe they'll have some tips for us too on how to stay involved and to grow and to learn and to bloom. Come along, come along. Let's visit Kelly Young and Vicki Ramatar from Crossroads Center for Children and see how they keep their children involved.
Welcome to Crossroads. Come on inside. Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Young. I'm the Executive Director at Crossroads. I'm here with Vicki Ramatar, who works in our resource development. Hopefully you've seen our shows before and know about Crossroads, but if you haven't, we'll tell you a little bit about who we are and what we've got going on at the school. We are a school for children with autism and other disabilities. We are also an integrated preschool, so we have our children with special needs in classrooms right alongside our students without any special needs. Right now we're getting ready to start summer programs, so that's really exciting for us. We probably have about 80 kids for the summer program, and again that's a combination of students with disabilities and students who have no disabilities who are here for a summer program. And I'll let Vicki talk a little bit about some of the events that we have coming up. We just finished out our school year, so we're wrapping up some events but getting ready for some new ones too.
Yeah, so we recently ended our school year, as Kelly was just saying. So we had a new volunteer program that started this year, and we had a big appreciation assembly for them. Actually, it wasn't that big. It was a very short and sweet assembly, but we were able to thank them, and I think there's a big poster downstairs still, but we have a blog on our website about that, and because we're very thankful for our current volunteers, and we're always looking for some new people to help out in the classrooms. Our classrooms are very intensive and busy. And the specialized programming that we do for the kids here is, very demanding and busy. So we, love to have more people come and help. And they've been a big help. So we did that recently.
And they're a big part of the program. And most of those volunteers worked right in the classroom.
Right.
But we have volunteers that do work outside, which maybe we can talk a little bit about one of those recent projects. But we have volunteers that work outside, work in the classrooms. One of our volunteers also wants to help in our library, so she's been organizing the library and making sure that's maintained. So we have a lot of volunteers that have a lot of different roles. Some of them have been with us all year and work at set schedules 3 days a week, and then we have other volunteers that aren't able to give us much time, but we certainly appreciate all of them.
Kathleen, the one that you were just mentioning in the library, she was our first volunteer that came on as a classroom helper last summer, or
Maybe,
she started in the fall,
September,
but she came for the very first orientation, and she was great. It was between Crossroads and a nursing home. Well, she was planning on going to a nursing home, and then she found out that we needed volunteers, and she came to our volunteer orientation. The kids love her. She loves them. The staff loves her. She's amazing. And then we had put out a little thing like, we need somebody to clean up the library. Can you imagine taking, 2 kids into the library at once, but they're taking 8 kids into the library at once and trying to help them pick out a book and that kind of thing. So it's usually a mess because they just kind of chuck the books and then go back to the classroom, which it just ends up being a mess at the end of the day. She took that job on and has done a really great job with that as well. So she's taking the summer off, and we could use some more help again. So there might be somebody out there that is thinking about, doing something more. This is a really direct way of helping our kids, and so we just appeal to you, hopefully, that you can give us a call and let us know you're interested in volunteering here.
And then one of the other projects that we had was an Eagle Scout project. We want to talk about that one.
Yeah, so Jacob Kleinman, who is a really remarkable young man, he happens to be the son of one of our director of education, but he came here as a child, and now he's all grown up, and he's unbelievably gifted and talented, and he designed his Eagle Scout project for us. He raised up our garden that was kind of smushed in the ground, and the kids kind of, they could plant stuff, but then they would pull out the whole tomato plant instead of the weeds, because it was just in the ground. But he raised that up and then built us 2 raised garden beds, and that was just, he engineered it, he got the
donations,
donated, he got the crew together, everything, and then they did it, they made it, and then last week we planted stuff in there that was also donated. Everything was donated.
So we were talking earlier about our Eagle Scout project. Jacob built this garden and that one is the one that was originally there, and he raised it up. But this one we have some squash and tomatoes and cabbage, and then around the outside, I don't know if you can see, they're little, and it's very dry, but those are peppers, and that will deter the family of groundhogs, because we have a very adorable family of groundhogs, but they ate all of the bulbs that the kids planted that were flower bulbs in the spring, so that will hopefully keep them away from here. But also we're bringing in coffee grounds and mint and lemon peels, because that supposedly also keeps them away. And then we put some herbs in that garden. Again, those things will come around. It just needs some, some time and water. But there's mint, chives, mint, and oregano. And those are our herbs. It'll grow. We just planted it. And then some of these flowers were already there, and there's tiger lilies and different things like that. But then the kids also put in some new stuff on Friday. But it definitely needs to to take. It needs some water. So I'm
We'll be doing that.
because we had so much rain this spring, but now it needs a little bit more. So that's it. Isn't it great to have the kids be able to like focus on a plant instead of like the plant in a mix of everything else? It'll give them that structure, I think.
And they were excited to come out and plant.
Very, yeah. It was super cute.
So, the kids can, that'll tie right into our healthy food program because we're always trying to get our kids to eat. We actually have a very structured program that we do to help them eat better because they like to only eat,
More restricted diets. So we have some grants that have enabled us to provide our healthy food groups. So the staff prepare very creative, very interesting ways to bring fruits and vegetables and healthy eating to the classrooms and to our kids. And that's something we'll have a celebration coming up in a couple weeks where we invite our donors in and the parents in to really see the activities in action. Each classroom prepares their favorite activity that they did, but it's a nice thank you to the community and to the parents for supporting that program. It's really been interesting, and that's always good feedback we hear from the staff at that time of all the gains the kids made, and that's really a nice.
They made those recently, the Apple Ninja, that was a superhero theme that they did. I don't know if you want to take them. They did those also, the fishy grams sandwiches. I like how she always puts the pictures up there of what they're making because then the kids know what they're making. It's kind of neat. But they used, the materials and what they made to try to get different foods in there. That's not the healthiest one that she's got, but the apple one was pretty good because that had apples and it had the superhero theme, and that is actually fruit roll-ups. And I don't know if those are raisins, and I'm not sure what the white part is.
Yeah.
Chocolate chips, but it doesn't say what the white part is. But they're, to get the kids to eat outside of their rigid things. It's just really, really important for our kids to grow up not just eating orange Doritos, and that's been the case. So that's kind of a good one that we were talking about before.
Yeah,
Too.
she has a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
I think, so we're getting ready to go into summer and talking about how to keep our kids busy all year round. Our students, many of them attend summer program here, so it's easy to kind of keep them busy for the time that they're here. But parents often struggle in the summer on how to keep kids busy, and we've mentioned a couple things just in mentioning the garden beds and building the structure so that it gave structure to the kids. And I think that's something that I would say to parents of children with disabilities, and especially those with autism, is to continue to provide some sort of structure. I think that's where kids fall apart. The summer tends to be a lot more loose. You're doing things kind of on the fly, and our kids don't always do well with that. So provide as much structure as you can, or a lot of visual support. So if the structure is going to change, there's some pre-setting. You can tell them in advance that something might change and maybe show some pictures. Any kind of way you can make it more concrete is going to be better for our kids.
Yeah.
And then the healthy eating too, and continue to provide those kinds of things for kids. So even if it's just that they have to look at it or have it on their plate, and then maybe shape that into eventually trying new foods, but not to give all that up for the summer because it's summer break, but really to kind of keep as many of those things in place as we can.
Yeah, and I think like the practice of all of their skills, whether it's healthy eating or using the toilet to, brushing your teeth, practicing their letters or whatever skills that they've been working on that they've been successful with. Our kids have so much regression in the summer because our kids don't, because that's why they're here, to prevent that regression, but our kids like ours tend to have a lot of regression because if they're not practicing those skills, they're just it just goes back to, to baseline, and you're starting from scratch after the summer. So if they're practicing, and it doesn't have to feel like homework. You can do fun things around math. You can you can do like a beanbag toss on chalk letters and say the letters that way, or jump on them or something like that. Also life skills like the gardening. You can have your kid help you in the garden at home, and teach them those skills, because those are skills that you can grow up with. I mean, I grow some vegetables. I don't know if everyone does that, but it's like something that you can do throughout your whole life. It's a lifelong recreational activity, as well as providing yourself with food and sustenance. So that's a good thing to know how to do. Plus, there's jobs.
Yep.
You can work in the grocery store and sort vegetables at Price Chopper.
Yeah, I think it's staying busy and keeping the kids engaged is probably most important.
Yeah.
And whatever activities you're doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of sports groups that are out there for kids that are, that have disabilities or don't have disabilities, a lot of mixing. There's also, we try to, on our website and actually on our Facebook page, put up things that are going on in our community that we think our kids might like. Like, they like to go to MySci, and they like to go to the aquarium. Those are places that have supported us, and we try to let our parents know about events that they're happening that they're having, that they might want to bring the students or their families to.
And each of those places that you mentioned locally also support kids with disabilities and have had certain days or certain events that are specifically designed for kids with disabilities. So that's really a nice option for parents to pay attention to those dates, because those are times when maybe lights are lower and sound is lower, and it's less stimuli for our kids.
They call it sensory. They label them sensory friendly. I think the movie theaters, a lot of movie theaters have movies like that also, which is good. A good way to get experience being at a movie theater or something.
And then we've got a big event coming up, which is
we have our barbecue coming up.
That's in August.
August 5th from 2 to 6. Again, we need a lot of volunteer help with that day, selling tickets and kind of schmoozing with people, but also setting up and taking down at the end of setting up in the morning and taking down at the end of the day. But we're going to have, we have a mom that is doing most of the work with us, and we're thankful for her, Renee. But we have a DJ that's going to provide music all the day, and she's an ex-mom of ours too, a graduate mom. Renee has actually hired a bounce house and a face painter. We have balloon animals, raffles, different things like that. And then Jem Vulo is going to be performing Disney and children's songs, and she's asking that the children, if they want to, they can dress up like Disney characters and come and do a sing-along with her. That's pretty exciting, because she's like a professional and she's volunteering her time to do this for us.
And this is at the Wagon Train BBQ, which is local. So it's a community event. We are encouraging lots of community members to come and learn about Crossroads. There'll be other, Crossroads will have some information available. There'll be other places that have information available. But to learn about who we are and what we do, it's free to come and just hang around. The barbecue itself, there is a cost for adults, but kids under 10 are free with a paid adult.
You'll love it! You'll love a free muffin from the Muffin Man. And here's your chance to get one. A free muffin delivered to you directly in the mail for just showing today's charity that you care. No money or credit cards or purchases necessary. And here's your chance. Simply send a message of support to today's charity and receive a free muffin in return. Log on to themuffinmangives.org. Make today a giving day. Will you join the Muffin Man in giving to others? We look forward to giving a free muffin to you as a thank you.
Hi, as you may remember, or if you haven't seen the shows in the past that highlighted Crossroads, we are a school that serves children with disabilities, and primarily children with autism and related disabilities. So this time of year we are thinking about a lot of things. One of those is regression, and really hoping our kids don't regress in their skills. Many of our students are approved to attend our summer program. mainly for that reason, so they don't regress in their skills, or maybe because they have already shown regression when they've been off. So that's really important for us, that kids maintain their instruction and maintain their structure of their day, so that we don't lose the skills that we work so hard all year to teach them. So that's one component that we really work on in summer program here, is just making sure kids maintain their level of functioning and their level of skills, and getting ready to maybe move on to their next environment or their next classroom at Crossroads, but not lose the skills that they have. The other thing that we really need to always think about is kids with autism in general. And while every child with autism is different, we know that children with disabilities, and specifically autism, are attracted to water. I think there's been a lot of research. I don't have any research to cite, but there's been a lot of research to show that children are often attracted to water, children with autism. And so one of the things that's really important if you have a child with autism at home is to make sure that you're teaching water safety. And that may look different for every child. It may, for some children, mean that you don't want them near the water. It may mean giving them swimming lessons, but really to be conscious of your environment and the environment around you, and that children might be attracted to water. And if they don't have the ability to swim or know how to ask for help, that could potentially be a dangerous situation.
Mm-hmm. And there's I think there's a lot more dangers in the summer just environmentally, because well, for one thing, you're outside more often. You might be going to a park or to a playground or a concert, and there's also, in addition to the attraction to water, there's a large percentage of kids with autism that like to wander and like to just go off and maybe get away from the crowd, or for whatever reason they might tend to wander off. And so, teaching skills like we do it at school all year, stay with your class, stay with your teacher, stay with your parents, stay with the group that you're with, whatever that might be. And again, going back to the visuals, visuals can be a really great way of teaching your child to stay with you.
There are also safety measures. Different counties have different procedures and mechanisms, but I know in Schenectady County I believe in Schenectady County they offer the bracelet for families that they can put on a child's ankle, often the ankle, which is basically a tracking device. So if the child does wander or elope from the home or from a community event, there's ways to track that child. So every county I know has different resources, but there are many of those life alert type situations or training for emergency professionals to really understand autism and who our kids are and what to do if that should happen. We work closely with the Rotterdam Police Department to come up with a plan on what should happen should a child wander from Crossroads. And so I think that's really important, that your emergency professionals know who you are, know who your child is, and know how to respond in an emergency.
I am really excited that we are, pursuing many grants throughout the year. And recently we learned that the Ronald McDonald House Charities in the Capital Region selected Crossroads because of our ability to directly help our kids for our iPad project, which we need to grow for the 2017 school year. And on July 12th, Ronald McDonald himself is coming here to distribute a check to us, and that's going to be really fun. We're going to get some of the kids that have permission and get their pictures taken to be there too. It'll be, I think, really fun for them to see Ronald McDonald, and it'll be great for us because that's going to allow us to buy 8 iPads and the Prologue to Go app that we need to teach communication skills to our kids, and that's going to be amazing.
We're really excited. There's a lot of great things happening at Crossroads. That's one of them. We also got approval to expand the program, so we're going to be adding some new classrooms in September. So there's a lot of excitement right now, and we're hoping all that excitement continues, and we're hoping that you would be a part of that excitement. If you're interested in volunteering at the school or donating to any specific cause or just to the school in general, we certainly would appreciate that. Our website is www.crossroadcenter.org, and on that website there are links to stories about volunteering and ways to volunteer. There's a fundraising page specifically set up for our fundraisers coming up. But there's also a button to donate, just to make a donation to the school, to the organization. So we would appreciate any donations or any volunteer of your time. We can always use extra hands. You can always call the school as well. 518-280-0083 is our main number. And they can hook you up with whoever you need to speak to, whether it be Vicki or myself, in ways that you can help be a part of the excitement at Crossroads.
Can I say about the GiveGab page too? We have there's a platform called GiveGab, and they helped us with our
Giving
Tuesday campaign this year, and so we recently launched a campaign just for our Handwriting Without Tears curriculum for our 2 new classrooms for the fall, and that page is on the GiveGab. If you just go to givegab.com and look for Crossroads, you'll see that whole campaign. It's pretty neat, and we're just hoping to raise a little over $2,000 just for the books that they need in the fall. That part of it is like really, really important to us, because those classrooms are coming and we want to give them what we've been doing. It's going to be really great.
Bye.
Well, welcome back. I'm still trying to bake the muffins. But finally, I think we're finished. I hope you enjoyed our show today. If you would like to make an order or donate muffins to charity, then please go to the website listed below. With every muffin order, we donate muffins to the charity of your choice. I call it giving your dough to charity. I also encourage you to donate directly to the featured charity today by going directly to our website and getting their information. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on dancing through life by giving to others through love. Let me finish baking these muffins, and see you next time.